Before we start, I would like to ask your help to do two things. First, tell a friend or two who you think might like the show. And second, please rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. The more reviews the show gets, the more likely it will even appear in search results. Thank you, and now on to the show.
They make the trek out to Burning Man for a week and a day. After a lot of work, oh, there's a lot of play. Party, 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 drama, 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 bitch, bitch, bitch. Year after year, they come back to scratch that itch. They all say their lives have been changed. After many years, lives have been rearranged. That change is what this show is all about. You'll see the impact of Burning Man up and out. So sit back, relax, and cancel all your plans. These are the stories about the shadow of the man.
Hello, and welcome to the Shadow of the Man Show. I am your host, Andy. Which Andy? That Andy. Today, our guest is Jen Reed. Welcome, Jen.
Hey.
So, what got you to go to Burning Man? Like, how did you first hear about it?
Oh gosh, I love this. So it was 2009 and I was watching a documentary. It's so funny. I had just freshly moved to California and, I was in my early 20s. And I saw this documentary and it felt kind of grassroots. It was on this alternative news channel called Channel One. And there's this woman on screen describing why she went to Burning Man and defining what she thought Burning Man was. Because, we all have our different definitions on what it really is. And while I was listening to her monologue, she was in the backstage of some troupe show. She was putting on her clown makeup. There was trapeze behind her, and she's explaining herself. And as she's describing this thing that I had no reference for, never been to a festival, nothing, I just thought to myself, I'm supposed to go to that. Whatever she's describing, I'm going to that. And it was actually Athena Demos who was talking.
Oh,
Athena?
Okay, yeah. She was,
yeah.
God, I have to look it up now. It's like, what episode was it? But I think she was like earlier last year.
Oh, she's such an extraordinary human and such a huge part of the makeup of Burning Man, especially when you're talking about years behind. And it was just so cool because I saw that video of her describing why she was there, and I knew I have to go to that. I went into my mom's kitchen and I declared, I'm going to Burning Man.
And my mom's like, what's
that? Exactly. She said, what's that? And her boyfriend at the time said, I think it's a rave. And I looked at him, I said, I think it might be, but I think it's more than that. Like, that's all I knew. I said, that might be true. And I'd never been to a rave. He said, I think there's more to it. And I looked at her and I said, so I'm going. Like, I wasn't asking permission. I was declaring.
You said you were like in your 20s?
I was 20, maybe about to turn 21. So, my mom still was concerned,
protective,
right? Protective, like, what is this you're talking about? And it was really great because I was living in LA and I just freshly moved there, and so obviously there's a lot of burners in California. There's a lot of community all throughout the West Coast. It was like the declaration opened up the floodgates, because really soon after seeing that documentary, I met some burners at the downtown LA Art Walk. And I expressed to them, oh, I want to go to that. And they instantly took me under their wing. And I was there.
Look for them, or you just kind of just happened upon them?
No, I happened upon them at an art walk. And obviously in California, you're only a stone's throw away from any burner, and if anyone is talking about it, I was interested. I was listening for clues in the world, right?
Yeah.
So as soon as I got that first opportunity, they put their claws into me, and I was their virgin that year. And I was, within seeing that documentary, I was on playa within the year.
Oh, really? So your first year was 2009? Like, you just...
2010 is when I finally made it. So it's kind of like that little crossover.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 2010 was my first year.
I think it's also one of those things where it's like, once you kind of become like aware of something, then you just see it everywhere. right?
Yes. Yes. Like when you buy your car, you see that car on the road tons of times right after.
Yeah. Or it's like,
Yeah.
ever notice that this person or this friend of ours like does this weird annoying tick? And you're like, huh. And then
And then you notice,
you
wait,
can't
do
stop
I have
seeing it.
that?
You're like, oh
Yeah.
my God. Like, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
But then there's this like, oh, there's these people called burners in the world and they're all around us. It's like
They're all around
they
us.
are. And
And
then like now I see them.
I actually have a lot in common with them. And maybe that's why I thought that when I saw the documentary. I just didn't know I had this thing in common with them, this
So
like
how did you
creativity.
get to the playa? Like, did you just kind of like do your own solo adventure or did you kind of like hook up with a group of people?
Yeah, that group of people I met at in Los Angeles, they already had a camp. They already had a party they threw every year to raise money for their camp. So I just got into the fold with them. They threw this really amazing underground Halloween party in Los Angeles, and it was hosted at Zorthian Ranch. And I became a part of that crew.
Mm-hmm.
And it was hosted at multiple different locations. And the name of our camp was Destination Unknown. And destination, we would raise upwards, to $10,000 for the year by
Oh.
throwing a killer party. And this party was so much fun. And even just throwing, smaller events with this crew, I was getting a taste of the burner way of life where we would have a good time together. We would raise money together. We would do bake off sales together. We would do underground, raves and, make money on the bar together. There were so many different ways to get us to Playa. And I'm really grateful for that crew because that first year taught me you don't just have to always pay a bunch of things out of pocket. Sometimes you can work your way into getting there. So I didn't actually pay personally for a couple of years. I just did a lot of labor in exchange for
Ah.
getting there.
Well, how big
Yeah.
was the camp? Like it was just like a small group of people or like
Small group of people, under 20 people.
that's a
A
good
lot of
size,
them,
yeah.
it was a great size, and a lot of them were SciArc graduates. A lot of them were architecture students who were now architects.
Oh.
So their approach to burning was really rooted in the space they built, the art they brought.
Ah.
Very dedicated, small group of talented architects. And another thing was, I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I just turned 21. I was going to turn 22 soon. And I just felt like getting this exposure, because I was a very math brained, creative, talented young kid.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't want to get, into a box or to a career. I felt so scared to make a choice. And I feel like Burner showed me there's so many ways to have a professional output from this medium, right? The
Yeah.
great group of kids that took me and showed me the way and taught me how to pretty much build everything myself.
So there I was the group that you went with, like pretty much like a bunch of other 20 somethings, like you're all kind of in the or
Good question. Majority of them were in their 30s, mid 30s, late 30s. It's funny because I'm 38 now, and I was thinking recently I'm the same age they were when they took me. I was their young 20 something friend who didn't have a job, who just needed a chance,
yeah.
And I feel like I'm often in that position now because my route to the playa is much simpler now and it's almost an easy go. And there's a few people I've brought as, it's just the way of life. We bring virgins every year. And I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm exactly where they were now.
So it's kind of like the cycle of Burning
It's
Man,
the
right?
cycle.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So now
Someone
you're
helps
sort
you
of in
get there.
the
And then you
other
help
part
people
of
get
it.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, me
So
too.
so what did you think? I mean, because you saw the documentary, you were like hanging out with the friends. I'm sure everyone's like talking your ear off, but then like
Yeah.
once you actually hit the playa for the first time, it was like I mean, had you ever been like even like been to the desert before? Like,
Yeah, that's another good question. I had spent some time in the desert because my dad's mother, she lived in Indio Hills, like close to Coachella Valley, for a very long time. India Wells, it's like a retirement community outside of Palm Springs. Now,
oh,
Palm Springs has drastically changed since that festival's been out there, but it's mostly retirement community. So the only experience I had with the desert was old people. And it's so funny, not that Burning Man's without old
Bernie
people,
made the same thing.
right? But the only experiences I had were, in retirement community settings, very quiet, very reserved. And and it's so funny because that same grandmother, she used to go to Woodstock. She went to high school with Jimi Hendrix. My grandmother has a history. And
Wow.
I think that deep down, I was repeating her history, just not knowing it, because she's so sober and straight edge and different now. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
But
Cycle
that
of life. Yeah,
same
yeah,
cycle, right? It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
things change, we evolve, but the root is still there. And I feel like when I went to Burning Man the first time, it reminded me a lot of when I was a kid going to Ren Fair. You know, my dad would take me to things like Renaissance Fair. And
Mm.
as a kid, I knew I belonged there too. I was surrounded by freaks, by performance, by outfits. I was like, oh man, adults are playing dress up and they're giving their all and they love doing this year round. Oh, I love these adults.
Was
So,
it
you know,
like the particular like expression, or just like the fact that like people were like, oh, they have the freedom to like do something different?
I think it's more about the freedom to do something different because obviously we're programmed to, you know, take certain routes in life.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime you see someone jamming up that idea, someone counterculture always excited me. And then couple that with, and they have fun outfits on. That definitely entices interest,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, they're having fun, but I mean,
They're having fun.
yeah, but I don't know. I often talk with a lot of guests about like I don't know, Burning Man, like the whole like radical self-expression part of it. It becomes this kind of this sandbox where it's like you can kind of like you cross that line, you draw the line in the sand, you cross over it, and you're just like, okay, here's somewhere different. Like I can try new things on. I mean,
Yeah.
I've had guests who are just like, I'll try on a new gender,
Yeah.
I'll try like a new personality, like new outfits, like people who just like, oh, like I didn't think I was an artist at all.
Hmm.
It's like I was just an accountant or
Yeah. It feels like an invitation. It feels like a very ceremonial invitation to not only try something, but be supported in it. Right. And that it
yeah,
does feel rare to not
yeah.
only get the chance to spread your wings, but also
You're not being
maybe
judged. Yeah.
maybe there's a guarantee you don't get shot down. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But there's
Yeah.
no one out there on the playa just being like, no, you can't do that.
Yes, except for the clowns. That's a different story,
The
you know.
clowns.
Something I love about the clowns that well, something I do love about Burning Man in general is that it's not even just hippy dippy. It's not even just all positivity.
Oh,
There's clowns out there causing havoc. There's punk rockers out there, you know, banging their heads and not saying good morning to you. I love that every type of human is given that same freedom to express themselves. It's not
mm.
all hey, express yourself and high five. Some of it's express yourself and get out of my way, which
Oh,
is
oh,
balanced.
clearly. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, also, I mean, also, how would you see, like, because you first started going in 2010. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
2010.
like, so what now? 16 years later? I mean, have you been going consistently the whole time or taking time off?
That's another good question because it greatly affects who I think I am as a burner. I took a whole 10 years off in between.
Oh,
I burned for 3 years straight, you know, and that was, you know, 21, 22, 23, 24. I was in that age group the first time I went. So transformative, but I also instantly recognized what skill sets were required to be successful out there or to at least enjoy yourself to the fullest. And like we were talking about the freedom to express yourself, the way I wanted to express myself out there, I needed some time to get stronger to be able to reach that height. So
oh,
I took some time off and you know, there were some huge art pieces on the playa that really inspired me and without any prior understanding, I'd look at those giant pieces and say, I'm going to be able to build you. I could do that. I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that, but I can do that. And that took me away for 10 years and I became a professional fabricator. I went to architecture school.
really?
Yeah, I took some years off. I didn't even go to another festival. I didn't party anymore. I said, if I'm going to be able to become a big artist, I need to get the skill sets so I can go meet my peers out there and actually have some fun. And I always told
Wow.
myself that I would go back, but every year I wasn't making it. You know, it wasn't working out. And a lot of being able to go out there is everything has to conspire around you for it to work. And for years, I just couldn't go. I couldn't make it. And I always said to myself, well, when I do make it out there, I'll be making art. And then in 2022, I was working on a fashion show in New York. And, you know, I'd since left California. I had been professional fabricator for more than 10 years at that point. And I was working on a stage for a fashion designer for Couture Week. And someone came up to me, we're chatting. He's asking me questions of like how I came to be like this. You know, you're a young Black woman on a really important build. How'd you get this job? I was like, well, it all started with Burning Man. He's like, oh, you go to Burning Man? You know, my friend is bringing art out there this year and she's looking for Black fabricators. Can I give her your information?
Ah.
I was like, of course you can.
And
That
who
was
is this?
Aaron Douglas.
Aaron Douglas. Yeah.
So in
Shout out Aaron.
2022, she was taking a leap of faith and bringing her first big art piece. Now, I didn't know
Yeah.
you could bring big art and not be a fabricator. I thought you had to know how to build, you had to know how to weld, you had to be a carpenter, right? That's my assumption. And then she showed me that you could really just have an idea. If you can ignite your community to back you, and it's not
Mm-hmm.
just about finances, it's just really about believing in your vision. The playa will provide and get you there.
Oh
So,
yeah.
same way that she didn't know how to build, she put the call out looking for builders that she could see herself in. And that's
Mm-hmm.
how I was found. So, I had a call with her and she asked me, she's like, you know, are you willing to go back to Burning Man after 10 years away? I said, this is the reason I'll go back. Like, you
I,
gave me a reason.
yeah, it's amazing to me that like I've actually never heard anyone like just your story of just was like, I know what I want to do, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna develop these skills, and I'm only gonna come back like when I can do it. Like, because most other people, like, I think 90% of the projects that like on the playa is like pure passion,
Yes.
or 90% of these like it's like, do you know how to do this? No. You know,
But
like,
we'll help
but I have
you.
this vision and it's going to happen, and yeah, and
Yeah.
other people like help you happen. So I think it's just interesting. I don't think I've really heard any other person who's just been like, when I'm ready and I have the skills, I will come back.
That's my
Like,
Karate Kid moment, right? I went to wax on, wax off for a good decade and came back and I was ready to fight.
so
And
you didn't fake it until you made it.
I didn't. And you know what's so beautiful about that element on Playa where you can fake it till you make it?
Mm-hmm.
There's still parts of me that don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And thankfully, the Playa fills in that gaps.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surrounded by engineers, by welders, by professionals who have taught me so much in a small amount of time.
Yeah.
And we don't ever know everything. Every year, I'm taking on new skill sets.
Well, also,
But
don't you think that like, and it's in some way like maybe you are actually that competent, but you just don't realize it.
yeah, there's definitely an element of not knowing how strong I can be and needing the example to show me what I'm made of.
Mm-hmm.
And I would also like to thank my original camp, you know, Destination. I was with them for 2 years, and then I was
Mm-hmm.
with these other folks from LA for a year. It was with the loft called Abundant Sugar. And another artist was in that camp. His name is Patrick Shern. And Patrick Shern has a lot of big sculptures, not only at Burning Man, but at Coachella and inside of, you know, Walt Disney Concert Hall.
Yeah.
Camping with these people was a blessing because I wasn't given the opportunity to think I could fake it till I made it. I was instantly in the company of people who were really building things from scratch,
Mm-hmm.
actual architects, already established artists. So camping with them my first 3 years made me think, oh, I got to go work for this. So it probably just helped me in the long run that that's the kind of burner I was with, you know. But
And how did they like treat you? Were they no?
great
Were they
question.
you know? It's just like no, Jen. It's just like we have more confidence
Yes.
that you have in yourself. It's like you can do this.
No, I didn't get that at all.
Oh, really?
And that's part of the beauty is because they were also established and I was the only pipsqueak, it felt like. I often was demoted to mooping. I was often demoted to doing the most entry level stuff. And that's fine. We all got to wax on, wax off. But I don't think that that group of people saw what I saw. They saw me as someone who was like nice little volunteer, but I saw myself as a project lead. And I think that
Mm.
my distaste for not being given more opportunities forced me to go learn to give myself opportunities.
Ah, okay.
Also, you know, the makeup for black burners has changed out there as well. You know, when I first went, I could count on one hand how many black people I interacted with the entire week.
Mm-hmm.
So when Erin called me, she wasn't just touching on my desire to make big art. She was also touching on my need for belonging and
Mm-hmm.
my need for people to be on the same page with me. And
Community.
that community
Yeah.
aspect, even though I'm still friends with some of these people, I always kind of felt like an odd man out for more than just being young. And so when Erin gave me the opportunity to meet a large group of Black burners who were like me, growing up a Black alternative kid, even though I was surrounded by artists growing up, I was still different.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I have an all Black family, I'm still different because I'm creative, because I'm a little weirdo, because I like to dress up, for Ren Fair, like we're our own subset
So
that
like at like Thanksgiving or like you're getting together with family and stuff, it's like, are you the kind of like, oh yeah, that's Jen. That's
that's
like
the artist.
she's the artist one. Yeah.
I am the artist one. The beauty is my family loves me and they do treat me well and they celebrate who I am. But it's also there's a layer of I'm the only one amongst my cousins who doesn't have the same level of education as everyone else. Everyone in my families gets master's degrees and that's lovely for them and they do really great things. I'm surrounded by doctors and lawyers and diplomats. So being the artist is a little weird in my family.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you didn't get some piece of paper or a diploma,
Mhm.
whatever, but I mean, you can look at it as like a multi-year education.
Oh, I've explained and they all understand. It's so cute how family members come to understand what it is we do out there
Uh-huh.
because I've explained that this is a huge part of my education that is irreplaceable. I went to Burning Man University. Do you
Oh yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
Like, not only have I graduated from Burning Man University, I've also accomplished what I first set out, which is I now bring big art to the playa. And this is actually the first year that I received the Honoraria Arts Grant. And the full
Yeah.
circle moment has arrived where I've been able to show through example that the pathway that I chose, that Burning Man gifted me, was the right pathway. It was
Mhm.
one where I got some education, I got some experience, and then I threw myself into the fire to be forged. And I think
Yeah.
that the ability to allow the fire to forge you and burn away the impurities does get you there faster than trying to do it all right with the paper. And that's why people can accomplish things purely on passion out there. Because when you forge that in the fire, you get this beautiful gemstone at the end, right? Of like, here's pure passion, and this is what comes of it.
Yeah.
Um,
And how does that translate like back into the rest of the world? Because it's like, oh yeah, I go off in the desert and have my friends and I have this experience and they believe in me. And
mm-hmm,
I make these projects and I do these things, but it's like when you come back to what people call the default world,
mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're talking to non-burners, I mean, does it translate where you're just kind of like, I'm a fabricator or no, I can do this. It's like, I've been to Burning Man. I and show them your portfolio.
I think it rarely translates. Often I'm having to help translate how these things connect or disconnect.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use my father, for example. My dad is super proud of me and he's excited about everything I do, but yet he's still trying to wrap his head around what the F is going on out there. Right. And then when I go to certain jobs, you know, some places in the default world look down on Burning Man art, especially when we're talking about the fine art world.
Mm-hmm.
How money is raised, how pieces are, sold to the city, or even how they get prioritized or chosen. All of these are hot button topics
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
don't always translate. I worked really hard to climb up the ladder in the Burning Man art world, but that doesn't mean I've done the same work in being able to get my artwork into a public park. Um, I've built some bridges and I do believe I will get to that point soon,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm also learning that those arts commissions don't always want to choose something that went to Burning Man. Sometimes they want distance from that idea.
Yeah, yeah. I think it might also depend on where you are too, because I think if it's like middle of Oklahoma or something, people are just like, you mean that devil worshiping place?
Right. Geographics matter,
Yeah, like San
which
Francisco, they'd probably be like, oh yeah, show us what you got, right? Like,
yes, and that leads to why I'm here often. I split my time between New York and San Francisco. I'm bi-coastal, half and half, because San Francisco not only is welcoming to these art projects, but the community is here. So like we were saying before about filling the gaps, anything I don't know, there's a professional here in the city who
Hmm.
knows what I don't know, and the community is within the arm's reach here. So yeah, San Francisco, very friendly to burners and to Burning Man art. Even though I will tell you the truth, even San Francisco gets pushback about how much Burning Man art floods the city. And it's beautiful art and it's being chosen under the same scrutiny, under the same process. But Burning Man itself is a hot button topic. And it's always something that I don't always lead with that fact. You
Hmm.
know, my art in particular is not made just for the playa. My art is made to be placed anywhere. And I made sure of that, knowing that I could end up stuck in one category if I
Hmm.
wasn't
Hmm.
aware. Mm-hmm.
So is New York kind of similar to San Francisco? I mean, like you said, like Burning Man, like the whole Burning Man world, like is it kind of well known or?
I would say it's well known, but New York is so diverse
Hmm.
that only 50% of the time, if I were to bring up Burning Man, does the person actually know what I'm talking about in New York.
Really?
About half of the time, I'm explaining from scratch what is this thing I'm talking about. Whereas in San Francisco, I don't even have to explain.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
if anything, they grew up around it and they know everything they need to
They're
know.
probably sick of hearing about it. Yeah.
Right. And the
Yeah.
communities are different. You know, every regional has its own energy based on the people who live there. Because when I started, I was in LA, and that group of regional burners is very different from San Diego burners. It's very different from Colorado burners. And I've gone to different events in different places and noticed, yeah, each one of these communities has a different flavor and a different way of communicating. And
Yeah.
so
Like
San
even,
Francisco is kind of like the core, right?
hmm but even with like within New York, I mean, there's the city, then there's upstate, right? I
Mm-hmm,
mean,
mm-hmm. And then there's Brooklyn, a completely different energy.
oh yeah, what Manhattan versus Brooklyn?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
completely different, completely different.
I don't
So
know. Any Long Island burners?
I haven't met them.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Wow, yeah. Um, no, because I know like in upstate New York, there's what a portal burn. I mean, there's a couple of different ones, right? But like, but also like in the city, it's probably more just like decompressions. Because like there's no like
Yeah,
desert in the middle of the city.
right. Or they make their
Like,
own version of it. And that's why I think that regionals, it's really important to remain detached when going to any kind of regional event and just be happy to spend time with like-minded people and not
mhm.
hope for the same experience because it's never going to be the same experience.
No, no.
But some regions have come up with really great gatherings. Like in San Diego, they have something called Utopia. Great camp out
Yeah.
event, you know, and then
So tell me about Utopia.
you know, there's what's cool about Utopia is that San Diego burners are a really laid back group. You know, I know a little handful of people who live down there
Uh-huh.
and they love to have a good time. They love a good dance party. And I've never really known many of them to bring art projects or to do anything pretty strenuous on Playa.
Uh-huh.
But man, can they throw a solid party, you know?
All
So their
right.
regional is a good time and everyone loves it, you know? And then I also recently went to a decom in San Francisco at the Loom, and everyone there was saying it. This was the best decom ever. San Francisco hasn't seen a decom like this in forever. And what was it? It was because there was a few bad ones right before this one, you know? So they were just so excited to have a good one. And I feel like we're just grateful to gather and to have a reason to check in, you know, in
Hmm.
between time. But all of them are just so different. And I think as long as we are open minded, they can all be fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. So how big is Utopia? Like, and is it like out in the country somewhere?
No, it's like closer to the beach, you know, so that's
Or?
not really,
Oh, okay.
you know, and it's not very big. It's like under 300 people.
Oh,
Um,
that kind of nice size actually. Yeah.
well, it is a nice size. You know, it's funny because LIB, which, you know, is happening right now, you know, I think today might, maybe today is like the height of it and they're going to go into Monday.
What's LIB?
LIB, Lightning in a Bottle.
Oh, Landmark. Yeah.
Lovely festival that's not a decom, it's not a regional, but it feels like one because the
Hmm.
people who throw it, the do lab, they're burners. They're burners and they build their whole ethos off the backs of the same ideas, which give
Hmm.
it the same feeling. You know, you're still leaving no trace, and there's all this beautiful performance and clowning happening. It's not just about the DJ set. It's about the performance artist. So there's all these great staged moments. And there's also rogue moments of these troops in these matching outfits who are all acting out a scene. And you don't
Huh.
even know that you're watching a play before your eyes. LIB is a gorgeous festival. And it started out something small. It was just a birthday party when they started. I think that was about 20 years ago.
Hmm.
Now, I think they get up to 10,000 people.
Wow.
You know, it happens like that whenever everyone gets wind of such a great event that has the principles intact and it's fun and creative.
Yeah, I think it's also important to just kind of look more just like quality over quantity because like so many times
Mm-hmm.
people are just kind of like, yeah, bigger, 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 and I
Yes.
think sometimes like that's where things at Burning Man kind of go wrong. I don't know. I look at it as like bigger, 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 and then bust. Like
Yeah, that's just the nature of numbers, right? Like if you just keep growing,
yeah,
growing, growing, growing,
yeah.
eventually there's going to be a toppling over moment, you
So
know?
so you took 10 years off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Erin got you to come back
She did 2022.
2022. God, was that I actually took 13 years off.
So you understand.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, I totally get it. Yeah. So my last year was it 2011 or something? That was the first year it sold out. And then the first year back was 24. That was the first year it didn't
Mm.
sell out. Like,
Mm-hmm. I was
yeah,
there for
just
both of those years.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So it's just like that whole middle part where it's like it's hard to get tickets and is, lotteries and this and
That was a
that. And it's
wild
like,
time, right? Yeah, we missed the
yeah.
worst of it.
Yeah, yeah. Now it's good. So you
Okay, I have
first,
a question for you then, since we
sure.
have a similar experience. When I was gone during those 10 years, I would have vivid dreams that I was back there. Did that happen to you? Did you dream about the playa while you were gone?
Ah, I think it was not too much, but it was kind of the realm of like those dreams you have where it's like you're showing up to class and they're like, this is the final exam. And you're just like, I haven't been to a single class all semester. It was kind of like, it's like,
Yes.
I'm on the playa. And then they're just like, okay, you're here at Burning Man. We're just like, but I didn't
Didn't
pack
prep.
anything.
I didn't pack.
Like, I don't have a tent. And like, I don't have any water. And like,
You
I
would
don't know.
instantly go into your checklist like, wait, if I'm
Yeah.
here, that means I need to have done a lot of work
But
to
it was
prepare
just
for
also
this.
I just remember this dream where it was just like the overwhelming like shame of it was just it's like,
Yeah.
but I've been to Burning Man so many times. Like, how could I possibly do this? It's like people are gonna think I'm an
Right.
idiot.
Right. Okay. Okay. I can see that. That
It's like
seems
that
very
stress
logical.
dream kind of thing,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
it's like just you're on the playa and you have nothing and it's all your fault. They're like,
Can
no.
you survive? Will the playa provide? Like,
I mean, the playa will provide.
of course. Of course.
No, it's funny because like I talked to various people about like just the various like nuts and bolts of planning and this and that, and we're talking about like food, and like years ago it's like we would bring like coolers of all fresh food and we cook things. Like now I'm like I bring the dehydrated like camping food and you just kind of like heat up some water and like put it in
Yes.
like whatever.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like just like easy stuff. But like I always talk to people about like I have this idea that like I would love to go to Burning Man and only bring the amount of food that I'm actually going to eat.
Mhm.
So then
Yeah.
but everyone would think you're insane because you're just like, really? You're just gonna eat, like these,
Just that.
eat like each day is like two apples and
Hmm.
like whatever. Because I mean, there's also like what I call foraging, where it just let's just go wander around,
Yes. Let's
like
go
oh
see what we can come back with
yeah yeah, it's like
in
oh
our
look
hike.
hamburgers.
Hmm. Oh wow, pasta.
They're like
Yeah.
yeah 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 yeah.
Yeah, foraging is really fun out there. Also, it's really fun to dial in your sciences, like dial in your coffee science, dial in your food science. Just getting into each little program that
Mhm.
supports your survival is also the fun part, right? We learn
Oh
a
yeah.
lot in those dialing ins of the measurements of things.
So you went back in 22.
22.
I heard that was the hot year, right?
That's what they say. I don't remember it being that hot. I will I will admit I'm from the South. I
Hmm.
grew up in Louisiana and Texas, so maybe it wasn't as bad for me individually because I have no
Hmm.
memory of it being that bad.
Yeah, I mean, I remember years of it's being just absurdly hot, and it's funny because now people are like you have to have an air conditioner in your tent, and I'm like, after all these years, I'm like, what's happened to people? Like they've gone so soft, like an air conditioner in your tent? Like, are you insane? Like You know how
Yes,
much
yes, they
energy
have.
that uses? Like how much
They've
gas is burning?
gone,
Like,
they've gone super luxury at burn. And
like
as an
what the
OG
hell?
burner, I like to consider myself an OG burner starting in 2010. I do have that old way of doing things. I still have not done an RV.
Ah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's
That
some
was gonna be my
things.
next question. Tent or RV? Yeah, yeah.
I am definitely a tent girl. Now, I'm not anti RV. I don't want anyone to jump on me now. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying I have not wanted it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I love being in a tent. I love the freedom of packing up and not having to worry about getting anything serviced. I also love
Yeah.
a regular bike. Kill me. I'm sorry. I love a regular bike. I know e-bikes are the wave now. And
Uh-huh.
I have been on an e-bike and it was a good time. It got me there fast. But there's just something to using the beach cruiser with the fat tires and, biking 2 miles
Yeah.
to 5 miles a day.
Honestly, like I just hoof it everywhere.
Hoofing it is
Like,
also fun.
yeah, yeah.
It's also fun. And
I think it also
I
depends what you're doing too.
I think that you're connecting more when you're moving slower.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm meeting neighbors. I get to have those moments where I'm foraging, like you said, if
Hmm.
I'm on foot or on a regular bike. If I'm zooming, too fast, I'm missing out on
Hmm.
what's happening on that street.
So you go back in 22 and you're helping out Erin with her project. Like,
Mm-hmm.
did you camp with her and those guys or
Yeah.
yeah?
And that ties in what we're talking about luxury. That was my first time ever being in a luxury camp was with her.
Oh.
I was so used to doing it, the regular way.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she brought me onto her team, we had an art support camp, vertical camp. You ever heard of vertical?
No.
They build a tower out of scaffolding and then they wrap it in shade cloth. And so they basically add more housing to their camp for people who don't bring
Oh,
tents.
I think I've
And
seen pictures
everybody
of
gets
that.
a
Yeah.
cube in it. And then it becomes a focal point for the rest of the playa because it's in the very back of the outer ring. So you can climb the tower and see
Ah.
the entire city from the top. And I had a cute little, you know, vestibule built inside of there one of the years. But I joined Camp Vertical and they had hot showers. They had private, ecozoic toilets. They had a chef. I was like, whoa,
Whoa.
whoa,
Yeah.
a chef.
What's going on here? Yeah.
Hot. I was like, hot showers? I didn't even know showers could be hot out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I camped with them in 22 and 23 and 24. Yeah. And I got my taste of luxury.
So have you you said like you got a an honorarium to do like your art on the playa this year.
That's
Like
right.
is this and you said this is the first year? Is this the first year that
Yes.
you're bringing your art to the playa?
Last year is the first year I brought something.
Okay.
This year is the first year I was given the grant from the org.
So what'd you bring last year?
So it's such a fun story. I've got this concept where I want to bring these items year after year and
Mm-hmm.
build on them and add to them as time goes by. So
Ah.
the name is Compost Playground.
Huh.
And I want you to just imagine this. Imagine for a moment that you are an earthworm and you're crawling through the playa and you happen upon some compost. As an earthworm, if you found some compost, instantly you've hit the jackpot. You're going to
Yeah.
climb inside, you're going to climb on top of. So I'm building playground pieces that are giant compostable food. So the first item is an apple core, an apple you've already eaten, and it's just giant. It's 12
Uh-huh.
feet by 16 feet. And
Wow.
it's a jungle gym that looks like an apple that's already been eaten. And I have been working on this concept. I've got about 5 to 8 items designed and ready to go. And last year, I applied for honoraria a few times and didn't get it. And last year, when I didn't get it, I prayed about it for a second. I
Mm-hmm.
talked about it with people I trusted. I'd done a lot of work and had a lot of momentum. And someone suggested that I just bring it anyway. Like
Yeah.
I didn't need to wait for the organization to say, here's some money. I had enough community to just try.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
last year I brought my Apple Core Jungle Gym And I just threw myself out there. I gave it a shot. It was one of the biggest shocks to my nervous system. And I've never tried something so big. And it ended up working out, even though last year's weather was some of the worst weather we've ever had. My apple didn't move. It was just structurally sound. It was beautiful. You know, some things did go wrong along the way because all of us struggled when it came to putting up art in the last year. But thankfully, that experience proved to the org that not only do I finish what I start, but that my project was going to continue and that they were going to support it.
Yeah, I think there's like two components to like who they're going to support, right? It's like one
Mm-hmm.
of them is like there's got to be some sort of connection, right? I
Yep.
mean, like if you're just some like random stranger, it's like, oh yeah, like they don't know you, they're going to be like, yeah, we'll put
Yeah,
you
yeah,
to the
yeah.
bottom of the pile. But then also like the second part is like, yeah, demonstrating like competence,
Yes.
or like, yeah.
Because our job is not just fun. It's, you know, a risk. You know, we're building giant works of art that people are climbing on.
Hmm.
We have to be very responsible, not just for the wow factor. We want it to be beautiful works of art, but it has to be lit up at night. It has to, you know, be anchored into the ground and not move with the wind. And we get some serious storms. So the expectations are high.
Yeah, and I think I don't know. I mean, I've never. Well, we'll talk about that later. But like, I did the one ply art project was core. Do you remember core?
Tell me
Like
about it.
the circle of regional effigies. I think it was like
Yes.
2011. We're like,
Yes, I
so
remember that.
yeah. So I actually was the one that kind of like started. I sort of like, as I say, I was like, I lit the fire and then walked away, and other people kind of,
Mm-hmm.
took it over. But because I started the Hawaii regional group, and so back then, like that was kind of like the tail end, like when I was just kind of bowing out. So that was 2011. So that was like kind of like my last big project, and so it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
just me, but it was like a whole group of us, and so we built like our effigy like out on the playa and burnt it. That was probably like the only time I'd ever done anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, so your apple core, it's like I take it, it's not to be burned then. Maybe if you're gonna.
No, it's made out of steel. It's not to be burned. And when I applied for honoraria this year, I asked them to support me bringing it back because this is a series that is supposed to come back. I know
Yeah.
a lot of Burning Man art is made very quickly, and what happens to it afterwards? It goes into storage, it ends up on your friend's land and just collects rust. You know, it's almost better to burn projects out there because then you don't have to take it back with you, you know, and figure out what do I do with this big thing I just made.
Yeah.
And so it's an important decision to make because the art out there changed my life. And you know, looking up at it when I was 21, like, wow, look at this, I want to do this too. You know,
Well,
now,
I really like your concept of the whole like compost like pile kind of thing, like where it's
yeah,
like, yeah, it's that I can build on it like year after year, and then also like with the organization, like they'll realize it's like, oh yeah, it's like it's not just like a one-off kind of
yes, it's
thing.
not a one-off kind of thing.
Yeah, and then
And
it's
it's a
also,
concept that builds itself as I get more strength and more experience and a
mhm.
stronger crew and more funding.
Yeah,
I'm building
so
the project as I can
so
sustainably.
talk about that, like, so your crew, I mean, so I take it it's not just you, right?
Oh no, it's not just me. It's me and a really solid crew. You know, some people advise, some people help with administrative tasks, you know, and some people are really in this, you know, the studio or the shop with me, putting down welds, making sure that it's fitting the design correctly. I'm
Hmm.
surrounded by heavy hitters. For instance, someone on my crew this year is Dana Albany. And Dana is I'm so lucky to have someone like Dana, not only there to help me figure out how to finish up the geometry of a piece, but
Hmm.
also just to encourage me. And for those who don't know, she's one of the most decorated Burning Man artists there ever
I just
was.
have to say, today is Saturday, May 23rd. Her episode comes out Monday, May 25th.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah,
I'll
so
be
2 days.
listening.
Like, oh yeah.
I'll
She's
be
amazing.
listening.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
amazing. She's done so much and she's a part of the whole fabric of, you
Well,
know,
again, part of the like the whole cycle thing. Like, I think she's kind of in the stage now where she's mentoring younger artists like yourself too, right?
yes, she is. And She helped me so much last year, and she loves my concept, but she helps me with more than just the piece itself. She helps me with my personal confidence. And I've been building for 15 years now, but people like her really hand over not just how to get one piece done. They don't just give me a fish, she's teaching me to fish.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
I've got characters like her and like Candace Locklear, who is the reason I met you today.
Yeah.
I'm so lucky to have these people in my corner because, they've been burning for 30 plus years and they have all these connections to understanding. I can end up at a brick wall. I don't know where to go next. And I'll say, if only I had a structural engineer who understood this. And these heavy hitters will hear me say something like that and say,
Mm-hmm.
oh, well, I know someone who's been doing that for 40 years. Here's their number. And then it leads to a conversation and a solution.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really the best part of the crew. It's not just about like who puts in the sweat equity.
Mm-hmm.
It's about how I get connected to those who have the answers, a friend of a friend of a friend.
Yeah. Also, because before we're recording, like we were talking about Quest Skinner, because I know
Mm-hmm.
that's like it's a large part of like her role is like art support, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of and I remember her saying that like that was like one of the things she loved about the job was like kind of connecting people, which is like, yeah, I need a structural engineer. It's like, all right, and
She's definitely one of those characters. And that's why I listened to her episode with you
hmm
and I did meet her working for artist support.
hmm
When I was helping out Erin is when I met her. And then, so in 2022, I joined Erin's first piece. But then in 2024, Erin came back and brought another art piece. And she asked me to be her build lead the
hmm
second time around. And
oh
it was beautiful because I had definitely declared to vertical camp once I returned to Playa, like, oh, this is what I'm here for. And
hmm
everyone was very encouraging. And so when Erin asked me to be her build lead, it felt like the next right step to gaining that confidence and to knowing there's more than just making the art. There's fundraising, there's
oh
community outreach, there's all these different steps that are
logistics
required.
like well that's also what I was going to ask you like because you're coming from New York, right? I mean just the
Mm-hmm.
logistics. I mean it's like do you actually like driving across country with everything or
Well,
container or what do you do?
the container program, it's that these container programs and like Burner Express and all these other programs that have been created in the years that we were gone, because
Mm-hmm.
those things didn't exist when we were going before.
No, yeah.
When I started coming back, someone told me, oh, you can just send all your stuff with, I was like,
What?
and how much is it going to cost? I sent in 2024, I sent a bike and a large bin filled with things. Round trip, they charged me $140.
What?
And I remember thinking I couldn't have even shipped one of those boxes across the country one time for $144.
Yeah.
So, yes, one time I did that. But I will say, this is just how crazy I am. I like driving. Two, I always planned on bringing my own art. And doing the container program, though it's helpful if you're just arriving as a participant, but I plan on having bigger roles. So I
Yeah.
bought a truck. I bought a truck just for Burning Man.
Like a
His
box truck?
It's actually like a work truck. It's
Oh,
a
okay.
regular, normal little cab, normal extension, and it has a cover on top of it so I can transport a lot of goods inside.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But in 2024, I was like, yeah, I'm just going to be driving from now on because because I knew that I'd be spending more time in the Bay Area anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
I packed up all my tools in New York and I drove across the country and I got a studio here in San Francisco to work out of. It's called the Bach Shop.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Box
the
shop.
Bach
Yeah,
Shop
yeah.
houses lots of honoraria projects, lots of
Mm-hmm.
other big projects, pretty historic place where big art has been made. I got a, rental there and I've been slowly shipping things to the West Coast and just building my art here. And then I'd go back to New York and then work and then come back here during Burning Man season.
Ah, okay.
So I'm usually here every summer and I leave my truck here, park it at a friend's house.
Mm-hmm.
So that way I have wheels while I'm here.
Ah, okay.
I
Yeah.
feel like I
I
just
was
made
picturing
something
you like
work.
driving across country in some truck with like your art and your Apple
I
Core.
am
Like
willing. I am willing. No, but it ended up being where it's like, okay, I've got a regular truck that's here. And now that my art's getting bigger and bigger, yeah, that doesn't work anymore. My regular truck is not going to get, a 16-foot apple to the playa,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it does get me
Oh,
around town while I'm building it.
and how's this going to work like going forward when you have like the 16-foot apple and then you have like, the
You
half a
know,
bagel and then you have like,
yes, all these eaten
like,
pieces.
yeah.
Well, I've designed my piece to be a kit of parts. It's very modular and can be
Uh-huh.
broken down into smaller pieces. So, majority of my pieces are 12 feet long tops, and I can put that on the back of a trailer because of the weight, expectation. Or what I did last year is I rented a 15-foot box truck from U-Haul, and I was able to fit the entire piece in there. So,
What about like, because that you're getting an honorarium this year, it's like, because I know that sometimes the project will like help people with like at least like storing stuff like out there in Gerlach. I don't know if it's like on the ranch or anything like that. Like,
yeah, there's options that people have. There's a few burners who have ranches, not just the one you're talking about. There's a
yeah.
few ranches throughout the area where you can kind of drop things off. I am avoiding that at all costs because it's kind of a graveyard for art. There's all kinds of art cars and art pieces that just get dropped off and then kind of forgotten because the momentum is lost and out of
Mm,
sight, out of mind, and you're just paying rent on another storage forever.
yeah.
So my personal goal is to get public placement and to not rely on storage. And until then, I'm just going to stay at the box shop because I pay a monthly rental fee
Hmm.
for my box. And the box is 20 feet long. So my entire piece can fit inside of that container when I'm out of town if I need it to.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
basically like having storage, but the difference is it's a studio I can work out of. So whenever I'm in town, I can actually work on the artwork and not just be in, a studio or just on some land with no access to tools.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's the best storage option with option to fix it up over
Yeah.
time.
And then the box shop, they're moving, right? Is it
Yes, the
later
box
this
shop.
year? Like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the official date. I think it might be right after Burning Man, like October
Hmm.
time. But yeah, the box shop's pretty historic. It's been there for decades, and they can't keep the lease. And I know that San Francisco, like New York, is always changing. And so they found some other land where they're building a space for big
Hmm.
art that they're working on now. Hopefully, um, it's not too far away because box shop is a great location. It's kind of right there
Yeah.
in the center of everything.
Yeah. I actually was there about a month or no, earlier this month.
Oh,
Because
really?
because I went to Unscrews.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
and so like my brother lives in San Francisco, and so like he was, he has. I mean, he took 14 years off of going to Burning Man and went back like last year, and so like, he's an artist, and so like he's looking for like some space, and so we told him about the box shop, and like we went and
Did a
like
little tour.
yeah, 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 yeah,
That's really cool. I love that he
yeah,
did that. And I definitely encourage him to keep
yeah.
looking.
Yeah, the one person I've definitely been trying to I want to interview. I have like my bucket list of all these people, but a Zulu Heru.
Yes, he is a coveted interview. Yeah,
Yeah.
Zulu Haru, amazing artist, and his work is transformative. And I've honestly been very lucky to work on some of his pieces.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, his work is amazing.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, but he's a box shop. Honestly,
fixture.
his work, yeah, he's definitely a fixture. But
Mm-hmm.
he described it because there was a gathering there a week or two ago, and he described it that he wears the box shop jersey. I like the way he put it. He's like, because it's more of like, yeah, maybe this place, this physical location might move, but what is a physical location? It's us, the people, who make it what it is.
Oh
Where
yeah.
we go to make the art is what makes it the place. And he was just describing how box shop has helped him get to where he's at because he's been a part of a few different studios in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And box shop definitely meets our needs, especially when it comes to welding projects. It's not the best if you had a wood based project because it's not a lot
Yeah.
of wood, it's not a lot of carpentry tools, but everything you would need for anything metal,
Mm-hmm.
amazing spot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. So like your compost garden gonna or playground gonna keep growing like each year? You're
Yeah,
gonna
it's going to keep growing this year.
so what's this year you're gonna add?
So this year, the apple's actually going to get to a place of completion because, like I told you, last year I gave it a shot, gave it my all. This year I have a little bit more money, so I want to put a little bit more love into it, polish it off, and make it even better. So I'm getting it powder coated. I'm, putting
Oh,
more detailed work into the metal and like the final finish. And then I'm adding a giant tea bag bean bag because you can compost your tea bags, and as long as there's no staple in it, you can compost your tea bags. So I'm going to make, just in the same scale, a giant tea bag that's a bean bag that'll be right next to the apple. So while you're climbing or your kid is climbing, you can take a little rest and watch them play.
I like that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. You could have someday make like a banana peel slide and
I love how everyone instantly knows that that's true. We all in our hearts know a banana peel is a slide. Obviously. Yes, I have a design for a banana peel slide. I have a design for watermelon rind monkey bars. I have a
Oh.
design for
Mm.
popsicle stick seesaw.
Oh
Like,
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, I've got a couple really great ones.
What could you do with
And
like eggshells?
well, actually, the eggshell is my fulcrum underneath
Oh,
the seesaw has, it needs a fulcrum underneath, so that way that popsicle stick can go back and forth.
yeah, yeah.
So
It's always the
yeah,
avocado pit too. Yeah.
right. There's so many, and that's the fun part. I love how quick people move into ideation when they hear about it.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
much fun.
That's amazing. All right. Well, let's move on to our second question. So yeah, tell me about your pre-Burning Man background. So, have you always? Well, where'd you grow up?
Well, I grew up in Louisiana and Texas,
Okay.
really close to Houston. I'm from a small town, DeRidder, Louisiana.
Uh-huh.
So I'm definitely a Southern girl. And I lived there up until I was about 20, 21. And that's when I moved to Los Angeles. And I told you I met my first burners and had that experience.
So, did you just move by yourself, or just like I'm going to LA? Like,
I had a family member who lived out there, and she, it's just, it, I will say I have traveled a lot in the States by going to live with family members. And this family member said, why don't you just come see me? And
mm-hmm.
then it all worked out. And the beauty of that was I was getting to know her better, but I was also getting to know me better. And I've done that a few times since leaving home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you're very adventurous.
I am very adventurous, but I feel like everyone who you've interviewed probably is.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's probably true.
Yeah. If
Like,
anything, if we're not adventurous, we're unhinged. Right.
yeah, yeah. So, did you like before you went to LA? Like, at what point in your life were you just did you say to yourself, like, I'm going to be an artist, or like, this is my path?
That took a long time. Even after going to Burning Man, I don't think I used the phrase for a few years. Um, I think that I came to the understanding that I liked making art. I liked crafting. I knew I was creative, but maybe I just didn't know I was an artist until somewhere in my mid 20s after I'd left Burning Man, and I was like, I got to go build up some skills. That's when it started to blossom, and I was working with different mediums, and I got the opportunity to assist other artists with their art. That also helped a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Taking on this new identity of I want to build put me in a position to help other people get their ideas out into the world. And that kind of what has set me back a little bit, actually, because I became accustomed to helping other people make their art, still not making my own. But it
Hmm.
gave me a bridge to understanding the process and being willing to giving myself that shot.
Yeah. So
So
when
I
you
think
said
it's new.
you took the time off to develop yourself, like that's sort of the route you took. You were just like almost kind of like like an apprenticeship kind of thing.
I've
Where,
always felt that way. Yeah, I
yeah.
think I learned through apprenticeship rather than internship or rather than, traditional schooling. I learned by working for people I respect.
And so
And
it almost sounds like, in some sense, like Erin came along and was just like, "Okay, you've had enough time."
that's exactly what happened. She said, you've been percolating, you've been steeping, you're ready to go, right? You
Yeah.
ready to go? I said, actually, yeah, I think I am. Let's do this.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's been great ever since. And I have a lot of work in me that I want to get out into the world. And I'm really grateful for how much that I've been able to accomplish. But really, I think I'm just getting started.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds like I was going to ask you, like, so what's your life like now? I mean, like, you consider yourself like a professional artist? That's your career, and that's what you're doing, and you're pursuing, and
Yeah. Yes, I would say so. I am a professional artist, and that is my career, and that is what I'm doing full time.
yeah.
So I guess that would make me professional, right? It's so cool looking at things in hindsight. And, my life is a dream. I love my relationships. I love, my team. I love the house I live in. I'm bi-coastal. I'm making giant works of art. It's the coolest thing ever. And even in moments like this, when you say, would you call yourself an artist? It's like, wow, these are the moments where I'm like, I guess I am, huh? The data's there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you finally look back, and it's just like, oh,
Oh, I'm doing it.
I've checked all of the boxes at least a couple of times.
This is the life. Is this my life? This is my life.
It's like I guess I am.
I
Yeah,
guess I am.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this kind of gets us to our third question. What is the impact or influence of Burning Man on your life?
Wow, that's so deep. Burning Man, I mean, there's so many places where Burning Man has influenced me, but most of all, Burning Man showed me that there were options. No matter what happens, there's a way to make it work.
Hmm.
And I've heard the same thing from people who run marathons, that
Really?
endurance test. There's a young woman I was talking to who just started running marathons in the last year. And she was saying what it taught her was how to not give up. She's not a runner her whole life. She's picked it up as an adult. And it was just practicing that she kept going and not stopping. Now she runs marathons and she's done it a few times and she's so
Oh,
surprised by herself. And I think that Burning Man has done that for me in that same endurance test. Burning Man has taught me not only what I'm made of, but has also taught me that no matter what happens, I can do it and I can find a pathway and I can be a part of something I'm proud of and I can accomplish hard things. And it just translates to everything.
yeah. Well, I don't know what I'm hearing. It's just like it gives you, it tells you, just like, hey, like there is this possibility. Because
Yes.
like what we were talking about before, like how like so many times I know I get this in my whole entire life. People just constantly, just be like, oh, you can't do that, or no, that's not for you, or don't even try, or
Oh, that won't
oh,
make
oh,
sense.
that's so hard.
Yeah. I don't
Hardly
want to do all
anybody
that
does that.
work. That sounds like too
Yeah,
much work. Yeah.
but just like I think just that for people to even have like the possibility, or even just like that flash of like inspiration of just it's like, oh, this could be possible. Like I could do
Yeah.
that. Like
Yeah. Yeah. It makes the possible probable. Well, actually, it probably will happen, right? It goes from, I don't know how this could possibly happen to, well, actually, I can see it happening. And I can even get co conspirators to join me
oh yeah,
and
willing participants. Yeah,
willing participants
yeah.
who are happy to be there. And, Burning Man has given me a career. Burning Man has given me, forms of income that are alternative. Like I've been able to be a freelance artist slash builder for 15 years. I do not have
Wow.
traditional jobs. And that is a blessing that comes from an extensive network of professionals
Hmm.
who we are all there for each other, even if we've never met. It's just the coolest thing ever to know that you have access to a community, even if you've never met them before. Um,
So
it's,
this year, each year I go, I make like a different sticker, and so maybe you can see
I
that.
have friends everywhere. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's that unexpected friendship that
But also,
now
it's
I
like
can lean
once,
on
yeah, I mean, you can almost go anywhere in this world and just be it's like, you're a burner, I'm a burner. you
anywhere
know?
in this world.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And
But also,
I've leaned on that.
like you're saying, like, well, like with the whole like honorarium thing, where people just like, oh, it's like, we don't know you. Or it was just in everyday life, just like you just walk into like a random stranger and it's just kind of like, oh, the barriers are up,
Yeah.
but then it's like once, they see like, oh, you see like their little like Burning Man tattoo like on their shoulder, and she's like,
Uh-huh.
"Hey, is that a Burning
Wait
Man
a minute.
tattoo?" It's like, "Oh
Yeah.
yeah," and then all of a sudden,
Yes, the
like
floodgates.
yeah, it's
Yes.
like the barriers dissolve, and it's just like, oh my god, it's like, do you want to get some lunch? Like, do
Right?
you need a place to stay?
Yes, that did happen one time in New York because, I do lots of fabrication jobs out there. And one time I was building some custom furniture for a client
Hmm.
and he had a playlist on. And there was something about that playlist that felt like a sunrise on the playa. It felt like a sunrise in the desert. And I looked at him, I said, "Are you a burner?" He said, "Yes. How'd you know?" I said, "This song feels like I'm at a sunrise right now." He's like, "Oh, this is a set from the," like he got so excited to tell me where the set was from.
And then you were like, oh shit, I opened the
Next,
floodgate.
oh, it was a floodgate. And so I was working on building this table while he was telling me about these, deep experience he has his own playa and how happy he was that we had this in common. And I'm telling you, this man had a gorgeous penthouse apartment. We would have never met otherwise if I wasn't building this table for him.
Hmm.
And at the end of that particular job, he follows me on Instagram. He posted my playground fundraising link last year to his camp. Like,
Wow.
it's things like that where we met simply off of your playlist sounds like it's something I've heard before.
I mean, do you have like other friends who don't go to Burning Man who are just like, how do you know Jamie Dimon from JB Chase Morgan or whatever, whoever it is? Like, just be like, oh,
Exactly.
well, they're a burner. I'm a burner.
My brother would have that experience with me often where he'd be like, "How do you know them?" I was like, "Oh, well, my friend camped with them and then we all met at a brunch one time and or oh, I met them, at a sunrise set. We were, riding bikes together." And so my brother never would have went to Burning Man, but off of those kinds of meetings,
Hmm.
he actually went one year. I don't know if he'll ever go back. I don't know if it's his cup of tea, but
I
he
was
was
going to ask you
just
about that, like
so.
if any members of your family actually like went with
My
you.
brother's the only member of my family I've ever brought. It was
Uh-huh.
so difficult. We fought majority of the time, and classic Burning Man stuff. But I
Hmm.
will say he was really intrigued because of the expansive community I had in the default world. He
Hmm.
just he saw that I was surrounded by not just professionals, but by friends. Like, these people were my friends.
Hmm.
And he was just so enamored with the life I was able to build off of those connections.
Huh.
So he went for himself and he tried it out. And who knows? Who knows? Maybe he'll go back one day.
What was this last year or like when?
That was 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. And he hasn't been
Yeah.
back since, or?
No. And I think he thinks about it, as we all do after you go your first time. Am I
Hmm.
going back? Let's see. And it's a tough decision to make early in the year. Sometimes we like to make that decision at the last minute. I was
Yeah.
I was that way for years. Honestly, I feel still like I'm that way. I just have art now, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
sometimes it's
Yeah.
hard to say yes, I'm going this year until all the stars align.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, like coming from Hawaii, it's definitely logistically more challenging, and so like even when you talk about like, oh, just throw it in a container, it's like here it's just like it's like what you can carry on a plane, and like
Yeah, you have to be
that is it.
strategic about it.
Like oh
Yeah.
yeah, and so like I have like friends and like my brother like in San Francisco and stuff, so it's like
That helps a
yeah.
lot. Having someone who's local to
Oh,
California makes all the difference.
oh yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah. Wow. So I was just imagining just like getting like get together with your family at Thanksgiving or whatever, and like all your brothers and sisters and family, like lawyers and doctors and whatever, and just like, oh yeah, Jen the artist, whatever. Just like, yeah, well,
She's going to Burning Man again.
but also just like you said, just like rattling, just like dropping names. Just like, oh yeah, well, I did a piece for this person, and that's and that. And they're like, wait, how did you? Who?
How do you
What?
know
How
them?
do you know
How did that
that?
happen?
Like, we thought you were
Yeah.
just this like artist, like poor artist person.
Oh my gosh.
How are you doing these
Yes.
wonderful
And
things?
working with other artists along the way helped a lot to help my family conceptualize what it was I was going toward. Like, you brought up Zulu Huru earlier,
Yeah,
being able to help him with Whispers of Waste. Whispers of Waste is a sculpture he brought in 2025. It was at the Man Base. And it's such a gorgeous work of art. And it just recently joined the Big Art Loop. So it got permanently placed, not permanently, it got placed in San Francisco for a year.
yeah.
And I got to help him with a small portion of that sculpture. But people being able to see the process of us making multiple sculptures as a team, because I'm on his team, he's on my team. We
Mm-hmm.
have different art pieces, mine is mine, his is his, but we have a group of about 5 to 10 people that rotates anytime, where we all help each other, we all step in for each other, we're
Yeah.
all working on each other's work. And so my family is not just seeing, what I'm campaigning for, they're seeing all these examples of how we can apply our skill sets to making something beautiful that's
Mm-hmm.
tangible at the end. And in the last few years, when I was going before and I was saying with words what I wanted to do, could not make everyone understand. But now that I have physical examples and more than one example,
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting so much more support. This is the most support I've ever had for any art I've put out, because I think people, seeing is believing. People
Mm-hmm.
want to see some proof in the pudding, not just the org for the actual
Yeah.
grant process, but friends and family. So they can conceptualize what it is we're doing. What do you making? What do you mean you're making a giant apple? Why would you do that?
And not a whole apple, an apple core that's
What's
been eaten.
and why do we care about compost? And why is compost such a big deal out there? There's a whole camp called compost camp. What's the point?
And they go around collecting other people's
You can drop
garbage.
off your compost with wait a minute, all the food you ate, you can drop off somewhere. Wait a minute. Like,
So are you going to be back at Vertical Camp this year? Is that your artist support
no,
camp or?
no. So, as camps have a tendency to grow and topple and change.
Hmm.
And something that's smart about Vertical is they intentionally don't go every year because it's such a huge lift.
That's a
They
good
have,
idea. Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
it's a concept that comes around every couple of years.
Hmm.
So I was with them for 3 years, and then I was a part of a camp. We tried something last year, and I have a dream of starting my own camp that's small, back to those original days when it was just 20 people. Oh, such a good
It's the
number.
best. Even 12. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
such a good number.
Yeah.
I have not been able to accomplish that yet, but I have joined other established camps. So
Hmm.
I'm kind of just hopping around, because while I'm bringing art, I do need support. And it does help a lot to already have an established family take care of
Hmm.
things like,
Oh,
how is their
yeah.
kitchen set up, so I can go focus on installing my artwork, and then the kitchen's already done.
Hmm.
So this year I joined POC camp,
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
lovely group of people, and I'm very excited to be a part of their camp. They've been so welcoming, and I love how they approach their meetings. They are heavy on consent, and it's so fun getting into different camps and different ethos of camps, because
Hmm.
everyone's got their subject they care a lot about,
Oh,
whether it be
yeah.
the gift they're offering to the playa or how they relate to each other.
Hmm.
So I'm very open to hopping camps and trying new ones, because I'm always learning something from a new group of people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, let's see. Do you have anywhere you want to send people? Like, do you have like links, or do you have like a fundraiser for your project or anything like that? Or
Oh, that's a great question.
yeah, yeah.
So I have an Instagram page for the playground. It's compost_playground. And on that Instagram page, I'm posting updates. I'm showing behind the scenes of how the apple is actually being made, what it's like to be at the box shop, and the fundraising link is going to be dropped there next week.
Oh, okay. So I'll put that.
Yes.
Anything else you want to put like in for like the show notes? Any like links or I guess just the Instagram that'll guide
Yes, if
people to
you
like
were to
everything.
follow compost_playground, you'll see everything you need to see.
Okay.
And I'm also tagged on that, so you'll be able to find my personal Instagram from there too.
Oh, all right. Anything else you got or?
No, honestly, this has been great. It's been such an easy convo. It's
Yeah.
nice to share, because I know we all have our journeys, individual journeys of how we get there. And, often you hear how much Burning
Yeah.
Man changes our life and how I was never the same. And I just really want to say that it's so nice to have places where we can express this very personal, intimate relationship we have with this city, because it's spiritual, it's emotional,
Hmm.
it's not just the hardship and the overcoming, it's the forging of the fire and who we are when we get out of there. And I really appreciate you creating
Oh,
a
thanks.
a platform to share that, because that's really the reason I went the first time, is because someone was sharing that sentiment.
Yeah. Well,
And
also
it's
like for
important.
me, like for after coming back for so long, and I kind of cast about. It's like, oh, I could do this, I could do that. It just, I don't know. It always kind of came to me like, and then just seeing like on social media, people kind of complaining like after like the one this year or that year about Burning Man, like, oh, they're asking for like money again or whatever. Like, and some people just complaining, it's like, oh, it's all just a big party. It's just like, what's the big deal? You know? And I'm just like, really, really? It's just like if this is
Yeah.
all just like a big party, it's just like, why are we doing this? You know? And so, and then also the other part of it is just I know like so many people, but like I don't really know like their story. You know, it's just like where they came from, or like what, or just like you're talking about, like what does this mean to you? It's like, well, why are you coming back? Like, why are you doing this? Like some people like 40 years of their life or more. You know, like
Hmm.
why? You know,
Why? There's
yeah,
got to be a reason why we keep going back. And it's just like your intro says, like we keep doing it.
yeah.
We just, there's got to be a reason why. And
Well,
the
what's
fact
your
that
reason?
my reason is that Burning Man made my dreams come true. I dreamed that I could make public works of art, and I'm doing that.
But it's
And
not like it made it happen. It's like it allowed you to have the power to realize your own dreams, right?
and that's why I still feel like it kind of did make it happen, because I am the one who built the life I'm living today, but Burning Man gave me a map.
Hmm.
Burning Man gave me a map. And the coolest part was that it wasn't a map that's copy paste. Everyone has the same copy. It was this magical map that showed me the path as I went along.
But also the
It
other
was a
thing
way of
about
thinking.
a map is it's like it just shows you where to go. It's like it's up
Mm-hmm.
to you to actually, you know.
Do the work of going and arriving and being present. That is the beauty. It's an interactive experience. It's not just being given the fish, it's being
Mhm.
taught how to fish.
Yes, yeah.
So, why do I keep going back? Because I'm becoming a stronger fisherman.
And maybe now
And
you're going to teach other people to fish.
exactly, exactly. Yes.
Hmm.
It makes it all worth it.
Yeah. So you can see yourself going back year after year, or
Every year, I want to be there. I'm going to tell you the truth. Even those 10 years I was gone, I always wanted to be
hmm.
there. So,
Yeah,
yeah. Yes, I would love to always be there.
yeah. I mean, don't feel the pressure to be like absolutely every single year. It's like, you know, you could take like a year here and there, or you know, be like,
I would even
oh,
take another 10 years off. I think that the beauty of that place is I didn't think I was missing anything while I was gone. I
hmm,
didn't feel any FOMO.
hmm.
But I did have dreams. I was telling you,
Oh
I would have
yeah.
dreams that I was in the city on the streets, interacting with things. And there'd be this little moment where I'd say to myself, am I really here or am I dreaming that I'm here? Like I started to know that it wasn't real because I knew I hadn't been there in so long. So then when I started going again, I would say to myself, okay, I'll know if I'm really here and this is not a dream if I wake up and I'm still here.
Ah,
Right.
I like that. Yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah,
now that's one of the, personal practices I have. Every first night I'm there, I say to myself, if I'm really here, I'll wake up here.
yeah. Oh man, I love to like find your camp and put a sign out in front of your tent and just like we wake up and just it just says, "You're really here."
You're really here. It's not a dream.
Yeah. Do you ever do like go to any of the regionals?
I've been to a couple regionals here and there, but to be honest, I don't have enough fun. I'm really hoping that after I have a couple years with building this artwork that I can actually take it to some regionals. That's what
Mm.
I'm hoping for because I made everything so modular that I can travel with it. But that's my biggest hope
Yeah.
is that I get into more public spaces because having art at the regionals is also super fun and it helps connect people,
Oh, of
especially if you didn't
course.
make it to the playa.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to be involved in that way
So
soon.
your stuff's all like at in like San Francisco, right? Like, yeah,
Right
I mean,
now,
so
yeah,
I because I was telling like I just went to like Unscrews. Like that was actually the
right,
first regional event I've been to like outside of, you know, Hawaii. And it was awesome. It was great. I'm
right.
sure
And
that
you
they would
saw
love
you
it,
saw
but
Haven there, the birds with the fire.
yeah, 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 yeah,
They're
yeah.
also at the Bach shop. So
Mm-hmm.
that's FLG, Flaming Lotus Girls.
Mm-hmm.
And just like that, I hope to be in the same position where I can bring artwork to regionals and have that element of fun and play. So that way we can keep the regionals going, no matter what happens to the main event. The regionals will live on.
Well, let me plant an idea in your head. I was thinking about going to God, what's it called? Bequinox. It's like the LA one that like out
I've
in
been to
the
that one.
yeah. So I'm thinking about maybe going next year with our camp, the Cult of Distraction, and then I actually bring my show. And so I do these they're called shadow shorts. So where it's basically
Mm.
like I challenge people. I put like 5 minutes on the clock. I was like, we have 5 minutes to explain like like how Burning Man has changed your life. Go, and just collecting
Yes.
stories from just like random people. It's just it's not like just like
Love that.
like oh founders and all these like high power people. It's like I want to talk to everybody from everywhere, from every background.
Right.
It's just like what
Because
is
every
Burning Man
type of
mean to you?
person.
Like oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
that sounds great. A little five
yeah.
minute intro because people can pack in a lot of emotion into that 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they come out actually every other Friday. Like I'm kind of running out of the ones I collected on the playa, and I collected like some of them at Unscrews, but yeah, I think I might have to collect some more.
It's time to collect some more
Like,
stories.
more
You're out there
stories.
foraging,
Yeah,
foraging for
exactly.
stories.
Well, thank you so much. This has been a wonderful interview.
Thank you, Andy. I loved it. I loved it.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this show, please subscribe, rate, and review it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen. The more reviews the show has, the more likely it will even appear in search results. Also, please tell a friend and share this show with anyone that you think might like it. Word of mouth reaches quite far, especially in the Burning Man community. If you would like to contact us, please send an email to shadowofthemanpodcast@gmail.com. You can also follow Shadow of the Man on social media at Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, X, and YouTube. The links for all of these are available at shadowoftheman.com. Feel free to use any of these social media accounts to provide any feedback you might have. Your thoughts on the show are greatly appreciated. Thank you, and see you soon for a new episode of The Shadow of the Man.
Thank you for listening to this latest show. We have to make another one, so gotta go. Don't worry, for next month we already have one in the can. Very soon you'll be listening to a new Shadow of the Man.